I was really interested to find out how I will pull up today after doing 200 reps on the GHD yesterday. I was expecting to be absolutely demolished. I was expecting DOMs, heaps of soreness throughout the whole posterior chain, but that's not the case. I've woken up feeling quite good, quite mobile actually. A lot of the times when I do anything posterior chain, I wake up feeling really, really stiff. But there's something to the sets that I did yesterday that I feel really, really good. So that's really promising. That's another aspect that I was kind of interested in to see. The glute ham developer is an awesome machine in terms of activation and I guess hypertrophy training and strength development. But was it going to have really high cost for recovery? I think that one of the biggest advantages of the GHD is the fact that it's kind of like a spine decompressor as well at the bottom, because you're hanging off your hips at the bottom, and it's kind of like there's no axial loading, kind of like with the Good Morning. Even though the Good Morning has really light loading, it's not decompressing like this one. So I've got work today. So it is basically you guys are watching at 5 o'clock start right now. I woke up at 4:30. Quickly got ready, got out here, started training. To be honest with you, I didn't really know which direction I was going to take this in. If I had a GHD, I'd be doing the GHD. So I ended up doing the Good Morning. But now that I know what GHD feels like, the Good Mornings do feel kind of like second class. Like when I do this exercise, I feel it in the hamstring. I don't really feel the glutes. And I feel a big stretch in the lower back. I'm fighting to keep that lower back straight. And I'm also feeling a stretch in the hamstring. But in terms of activation, I would argue that the glute ham developer is by far the best thing for that. And when you're talking about warm-ups, activation is important. You want to kind of feel the muscles which you want to feel, right? You want to feel the hamstrings, the glutes, the lower back. You want to get some blood in there. With this exercise, the Good Morning, I feel like it's a great stretch, but there's no pump happening anyway. I don't know. I want to continue doing it. I think it's still better than the deadlift, because the deadlift basically has a push and then a pull aspect to it. And all I really want to do is do the pull, because I'll be pushing in the squat. So I don't need to focus on my quads anymore. For my style of squatting straight out of the ATG position, I need a lot of glute and a lot of hamstring. I need to get out of that hole with speed, and I feel like posterior chain training is that. So I'm still kind of searching around what to do. I watched some videos last night about kind of like DIY home setups to kind of develop some sort of GHD machine at home and all this kind of thing. Ultimately, I'm probably going to buy a GHD in the next few weeks. I don't know how long it's going to take for the thing to arrive, because with the pandemic and everything, I'm sure like everything else, there's just no supply. So we'll see how it goes. But anyway, I got through the warm-up, it felt all right. Like I said, I would have loved to have the GHD. But anyway, I did a Good Morning. You do it where you can. And then, I did some calf raises. Still thinking about the lower leg development as well. I just did it off some plates here. Did 5 sets of 20 each leg at a time. This feels good. It feels like it's contributing to my length in the posterior chain before the squat. And I felt like it was actually tightening up the calves, and it made it a little bit more difficult to get into the hole. I felt like doing calf raises before squats, I'm not sure if it worsens the dorsiflexion or improves it. The pump kind of feels like it's restricting dorsiflexion, which makes me have more of a back angle, which is something that I don't want. I want to have more of a kind of shin angle. But nevertheless, it is 5 o'clock in the morning, man. Like, that's another thing about training really early in the morning. You just have to adjust for that. We all know that we're quite stiff in the mornings, much more than at night. This is why a lot of people choose to train at night, because they have more mobility and they can get into some of these more optimal positions. But anyway, I can still get into a decent kind of looking squat. But yeah, I'll definitely keep the calf raises every other day. I'll keep them every other day. I don't think they're as important as the hamstring and the glute work. That is my primary focus. That is an absolute must for me. And then obviously I opted out, as you can see here, for some tempo squatting. I feel like tempo squatting should be my daily. Number one, it limits the amount of weight I do, so I don't have to push, really heavy weight. And also it reinforces the technique. Really makes me think about how I descend into the squat. And it also provides a lot of time under tension, man. Like some of you guys have bounced some ideas back, and some of you guys, it's actually amazing to hear this, man. Like, I love it. You guys are taking stuff on board, taking some of my ideas and applying them, and you're coming back to me and saying that, deadlifts before squats work, good mornings before squats work, and some of you guys have also tried tempo squats, and you're like, damn, the tempo squats are just something, man. It's just remarkable. I was saying to my cameraman this morning, like, damn, man, like you do one rep in one set of just tempo squats with some sort of, all right looking weight. I was huffing and puffing after some of these sets. I did one freaking rep. Man, it's like doing 10 reps with the same weight. If you really slow down and you're fighting some of these positions that the weight kind of wants to jump over, you're slowing it down. It is taxing as all hell, man. I did some reading last night as well about eccentric versus concentric strength of muscles, and I think it's something like 25% more. I think I'm saying this correctly. 25% more strength in the eccentric portion, and this is where the bodybuilders, do forced reps. So the assistant will help with the concentric, and then the trainee would then just lower the weight slowly and kind of get the last oomph out of the eccentric portion as well. And so this thing here is exactly that. We're forcing the eccentric to work a lot more than the concentric, because the time under tension, right? We are really forcing that muscle to elongate under control. And studies have shown that there's more damage when you do this. A lot more damage in the eccentric portion than the concentric portion. I don't understand the mechanics of it. In fact, I don't even know the guys in the know truly know what happens with hypertrophy and all of that. Like, there's some theories, but it's not 100% clear. So this is 160 now. It was a decent speed. I'm quite happy with that. For 5 o'clock in the morning, I'm quite happy with how that moved. And then we went to 180, and I spoke about here, am I feeling strong enough to actually get this rep? Looking at it back, I think it was a little bit grindier than I would like, but anyway, it always feels like it's a shit house in the morning. Always feels, and then you look back at the footage and like, it was, it's a good pass. It's a pass mark. So we'll have a look here. I actually want to see how it all went. I think I paused here as well. Yeah, a bit slow, but anyway, quite happy how that all finished up. So there you go, another 5 o'clock session, another tick in the training log. Quite happy. All right, guys, I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.